Hey everybody, this is a friendly water guy Mark from RescueMyWater.com, and this is the first in a series of videos we're going to do for all you folks to show you some of the ways to use the machine and clarify some questions that have come up to me from people that have purchased their machines and are having trouble with the owner's manual or the video that came with it. So today's video is going to be on how to clean the machine. It can be a little bit confusing on the video and some of the literature because there's two different ways to do it that they explain, and I'm going to show you the correct way, the one that I've come up with and the one that we use all the time. Obviously, here's our machine. Kelly and I's machine is the SD 501, the gold standard in the industry, of course. This is the platinum version of it, and it's time for us to clean our machine. So, in order to do that, we're going to first power it down. Then we're going to unplug it from the wall, okay? Reduce all of our power and everything. Then we're going to open up the cover on the front, and that's where our filter is. First thing we're going to do is pull the filter out. Now I keep a sheet of paper in there personally just so I know when the last time I cleaned it was. I'm very good about keeping track of that, but I like to have a little sheet on it. We're going to take our securing ring to the left and lift it up over our filter, and all you're going to do is pop this filter out straight up and upside down. Now it's very important when you pull your filter out to make sure that your O-rings here are still attached to the filter. Sometimes they get stuck inside. You can just use your finger to dig it out, put them on there, and make sure that they're also in good working order and not torn or cracked. Now here's our cleaning powder unit that comes with all of your machines. First thing we'll do is check to make sure that the top O-ring is there, and the O-ring is there. Make sure it's not cracked or anything like that. And then check the bottom. It's got two O-rings just like the filter. Make sure they're intact and ready to go. This is cleaning powder that came with the machine, and you can order some more from Enagic.com. And we're going to tear off. This is very inexpensive stuff to clean, by the way. This is the only machine that cleans itself, deep cleans itself. And I do ours every 2 to 3 weeks because we give out lots and lots of water, as most of you know. Normal families that aren't giving out a bunch of water, just using it in the home, you can do it every couple of months to clean it, really. It's not going to hurt it. So we're going to take our cleaning powder, which is just simply citric acid, nothing dangerous. It's like a preservative, and we're going to pour it inside the whole packet. We're going to pour it inside the cleaning powder unit and get it around and make sure that the bottom is covered very well with that and evenly. And we're going to screw the top of our cleaning powder unit on, and we're going to pop it in there. It only goes in one way. It's very easy. Stick it in there, give it a little push down, take our securing ring up over the top, and push to the right and secure it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our water on and let it run for about 15 to 20 seconds. What this is doing is running through the cleaning powder unit. It's going to take it and it's going over those platinum coated metal plates that are inside, and it's going to clean off the calcium deposits. That's what it gets on the plates. I'm going to let that run for a few seconds. Okay, now at this point, I take a bucket, and you want to get the tips of both your drain and your top tube inside the bucket, and we're going to fill it up to the top. You want to make sure that both the tips are completely covered, okay? Now obviously the standard drain tube is a tube, a longer tube with a suction cup on the side of your sink when you get your machine. I've opted for the designer drain here. And there we go. Okay, so that's full, and we're going to make sure both tips are in there, and that's going to clean the deposits out of the tips and to the machine. The reason this is important to do is it doesn't allow it to drain. It keeps that citric acid on the plates, letting it dissolve those calcium deposits and clean it off. So you're going to let that sit like that. Very easy, for about 5 hours. I do it overnight. You can sit longer. Usually I'll start it before we go to bed, let this sit. First thing in the morning when I get up, we'll flush out. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and shut it down and let it sit for 5 hours, and we'll come back and show you what to do, everybody. So now it's time to flush out our machine. It's been our 5 hours or better. that the acid is sit on the plates and to clean the machine out. We're going to show you how to flush that stuff through so it's ready for use again. We're going to pull out our bucket and just dump that water out. And you can see it start to drain. And we'll see if Kelly can get a shot in here. I mentioned the designer drain, and this is just an easy drain, so I don't have a tube sticking out, that's available from 6atools.com. They have many great products for these machines, and this is a very inexpensive designer drain at, I believe, $39, and it eliminates the tube that comes with it. So if anyone is curious on that, that is where that came from. At this point, now that we've let that drain, we're going to turn our water back on, and we're going to flush the rest of that cleaning powder through the machine. Open up the drain about halfway, nothing really quick, and we're going to let that just flush out for 3 to 5 minutes. So it's been 3 to 5 minutes. I know people don't like variable times like that, so do it for 4. It's really not going to hurt anything either way. Don't get too hung up on the specific time. Just 3 to 5 minutes, enough time to get it flushed out. So we've done that. I did that for 4 minutes. We're going to shut this down. We're going to take our cleaning powder unit out by moving our securing ring, pulling it straight up and out. Again, making sure that our O-rings stayed on. Now there can be residual water left in this, so we're just going to take the top off and let that drain out. And this is something that you're going to want to let air dry. So I'll let it sit out overnight or during the next day while I'm at work or whatever. And then when it's air dry, I throw it into a Ziploc baggie and I just keep it in the cupboard right here. But you do want to make sure that's dry so it doesn't get mold or anything like that inside of it. So now that that's done, before we put our filter in, we're going to go ahead and take a chance to look inside and just see if there's anything that we notice. There's really nothing in here to go wrong. You just kind of want to make sure everything's good in there. And I just like to wipe it out and get it cleaned up. Take our filter again, check our O-rings, make sure that they're okay, good to go. There's no wrong way to put this in because it only goes in one way. There we go, and then just going to give it a push down to secure it. Got our securing ring back on there. Flip it to the right, and we're ready to go. I'll mark down the date that I cleaned it, throw my little sheet in there, throw our cover back on. Now at this point, you just want to run another 3 to 5 minutes of water through the filter system. So I just turn it on very slowly. Takes a little while to go up through that filter again. And we'll let this run for another 3 to 5 minutes. So now we've ran our water through our filter system for our 3 to 5 minutes. The machine is ready to go. Before I plug it in, it really doesn't matter. It can be plugged in or not. I pull off the saline solution cover, and I just pull it out, and I just kind of make sure it's wiped down. Make sure, sometimes you just get dried salt deposits in here. It's no big deal. I just like to clean them out. You don't really have to, but I just give it a bit of a once over, pop that back in, make sure that the solution level is good, and refill it if not. And look at the machine. The machine is good to go. So we'll go ahead and plug it back in. It'll come up with your serial number real quick, just like when you first got it, and then you power it on here.
Powering on. Kangen water 9.5.
And there you go. Machine's clean, easy, ready to go.
Kangen water 9.5.
And your drinking water, your beauty water, every water that you possibly could want to use out of it is ready to go. Once again, we'll let this dry off. Thanks for joining us. I hope this cleared up some things. Look for future videos on how to use the machine and the different types of water. And certainly please follow us on our Facebook page at Rescue My Water, or see us online at www.rescuemywater.com. Thank you. Have a great night.